Let them go. Now to find some Tums. Well, it's almost the 4th of July, so we're used to being hot, but how hot? Let's check in for your How Does a Firecracker forecast with Robert Suhr, who's also tracking a little bit of activity on the radar, too. Huh?
You know, I don't want to break Jeff's bubble, but he's going to get smoked by Joey Chestnut. I mean, he's going to be a distant second.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry to break that to him. I mean, Joey Chestnut.
Hey, $5,000, so... You know,
oh, I would take $5,000 right now.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, no, you got to eat like 2 dozen dogs. Do that.
Yeah, maybe. Let's rethink that.
Yeah, skip that one.
But Paul's right. We do have some warm weather on the way, and we are tracking some thunderstorms that you see here over my shoulder. That's what we'll start out with. Some weak thunderstorms across mostly Benton County. Really not moving very quickly. So some heavy downpours, a little bit of lightning as well. These storms have kind of been backing up. You can see mostly in extreme northwest Benton County, southwest city, Missouri, over towards Sulphur Springs, creeping into Gravette. Dry right now in Rogers, a couple of sprinkles in Bentonville, and more shower activity across portions of Carroll County along the very scenic stretch of Highway 62. It's dry everywhere else. It was dry in Fayetteville all day today. 95 today, well above the average of 88. Meanwhile, in Fort Smith, it's also nice and quiet and dry, also 95 today. But look at that record high of 104 set back 11 years ago. We're going to take a run in the River Valley at temperatures like that next week. You're not going to like the 7-day forecast here. Upper 70s and lower 80s still. We do have rain-cooled air in some locations, which is why you're seeing temperatures are kind of all over the place in northwest Arkansas. More uniform in the River Valley, mostly lower 80s. Fort Smith still one of the warmer spots, hanging on to 85. Model's doing a pretty good job of showing some of that scattered thunderstorm activity. By tomorrow morning, it's nice and quiet, another mix of clouds and sunshine, pretty much a carbon copy of today, with the outside chance of more afternoon showers and sprinkles, maybe making their way a little bit further south. And even Monday morning for the 4th of July officially, showing a couple of sprinkles here across portions of eastern Oklahoma. Now we turn our attention to the tropics tonight. This is Tropical Storm Bonnie, which is really a meteorological anomaly. Here's the center of circulation of Bonnie right in there. Now what's unique about Bonnie is two things. One, it actually developed in the Gulf, so it's actually an Atlantic storm that crossed through Central America and into the Eastern Pacific. And this is the equator. This is 10 degrees north. And you rarely get tropical systems this close to the equator because of what's called the Coriolis effect, which basically helps the wind rotate around an area of low pressure. Well, the closer you get to the equator, the weaker and weaker that gets, and the harder it is for tropical systems to form. Only a handful have formed right along the equator throughout recorded history. So Bonnie is a very rare storm that is expected to strengthen as it marches its way through the next week through the eastern Pacific, strengthening into a hurricane. That's what it's forecast to do. 70s tonight, will rebound back into the 90s tomorrow. Another swelteringly hot day, and it's just going to get hotter, folks. Yes, not a typo. We think that it'll get to 100 degrees possibly on Wednesday. That would be the first triple-digit reading at Drake Field since 2018. Very dangerous heat and humidity for next week. That's why we've got all those impact days that you see there. Even worse in the River Valley, my goodness. Very dangerous to be outside, folks. Light-colored clothes, lots of water, air conditioning. I know I sound like a broken record, but it's information that could save your life. Stay with us. We will check the world of sports right after the break.